There we go, we're recording. I did want to share about leadership today because I think that our team is in an interesting season right now. September and November. What? No, I was telling Cassandra just now. September and October and November are historically very hard months in this business. And think about it, like people are like, oh, well, I'm going to mute because I can hear myself feeding back. But if you want to say anything, you guys just unmute yourselves because everybody's like, oh, well, summer's over. It's cold outside. I'm wearing my hoodies and everything. And so the way that we lead during this season, in the business makes a huge, huge difference when people do start, having goals again. And the way that we share on social media and the vision that we cast during this time, it really matters. And the reason that people sign up with me, I have found, is because they've been following for a long time. And they say, you've been doing this for 3 years now and you haven't given up. And you've still got, obviously I just had a baby a few months ago. And so I'm not like at my goal body or whatever that means. Not that that's what this is about, but, physical results are what draw people to us, right? They see our results and they see that we keep going. They see us shouting out our challengers. They see us, sharing our workouts on social media. They see that we're still drinking the shake, whatever that, oh, there's the shake. That was perfect timing. We're still drinking the shake. And we're still, sharing our experiences and sharing the benefits that we have experienced through using the products and sticking with this lifestyle. And so the way that we gain that credibility and the way that we, continue on as leaders is very specific. And so I've been thinking a lot about leadership lately and what that means in this company, not just leading a team specifically, but, leading our challengers and leading one another and even leading ourselves and truly treating this business like a job that we could get fired from. All of us want to make money in this business. That's a given. Obviously we want to make money. We started a business and, we have financial goals, right? But the leadership that I'm talking about, the leadership that's going to get us through the hard parts of this business, is not just looking at our business as a way to make money. And, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money in this business. Like, we should all have those personal and financial and time freedom goals. But true leadership is about what that freedom allows you to do once you're there, right? Which is truly, for us, making an impact and making a difference in the lives of other people. And I remember when I first started this business, I struggled because I had what's called a success mindset. People in the success mindset, they have their idea of what success means. And usually it's, I want to recruit a giant team and make a lot of money, specifically in network marketing. And it's all about their own personal gain, right? Like, I want to build a team. I want to get a paycheck. I want to, get that 2-star diamond rank. I want to get that bonus. I want to get, all of this stuff. And for years, well, not for years, for a year, I used to just set success goals. And, it was about, this year, I want to make this amount of money. I want to replace, this income, which ultimately is a good thing, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. This year, I want to hit this rank. This year, I want to quit my job. And I did end up quitting my job, or maybe something else. Like, I want to save up and buy a new van for my family, which is like one of my goals right now. I want to get out of debt. Those are all good things, but those are success goals. They're all for our personal gain. It's just about us. And I think that it's no coincidence that when that was really the primary focus of my business, I found myself really struggling and feeling stuck in my business. I found myself paralyzed by fear, not being able to overcome that fear to do the things that I knew I needed to do. And it wasn't until I had that shift in my mindset that I stopped looking at my business as something that could just help me. And I really, truly tuned in to the fact that my business and this profession that we're in at large, I mean network marketing, not just Beachbody, but network marketing, specifically Beachbody, is truly one of the greatest vehicles ever invented to impact the lives of other people in a positive way, because it's not just about making an income. It's about helping other people to literally change their futures in health and fitness and financially. Like, that is very rare. And the other day, somebody accidentally voted on one of my polls in my Instagram stories. And so I reached out to her and I was very surprised. And I was like, so that was your cat's paw, right? Like, you didn't actually vote on my stories. And she was like, oh no, yeah, it was an accident. I just could never sell anything. Like, I could never be a salesperson. And I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I can't really see her being a salesperson either. And then I started thinking, like, selling a challenge pack is literally scratching the surface of what we do. We do not just sell challenge packs. We lead people into a healthier lifestyle and we exemplify that lifestyle. And it is a vehicle. It's a vehicle to change people's lives. And I started looking at my business as a way to do that, to make a difference in the world and to shift from a success mindset to what's called a significance mindset. So success mindset is about you, right? I want to make this amount of money. I want to get this rank. Significance is about other people. Significance goals are about other people. And here's why this is important. Because if all you have is success goals and a success mindset, you're going to have, a problem with that long-term sustainable success. Sorry, I mixed up sustainable and success and it turned into sustainable. But so you're gonna have a problem with long-term success. You're gonna hit that goal and then lose all of your momentum. And that's where I feel I've been sitting. I feel like I hit my 2-star rank goal and then I just got into my head and I got out of that significance mindset and got back into a success mindset. And don't get me wrong, success is good, but that happiness that comes with success, like waking up as an Emerald coach or getting that $100 bonus for signing up 5 new coaches in 5 weeks, or, getting your $50 paycheck for selling a challenge pack, that happiness is gone in an instant. It does not last. And, you're not waking up today fired up to crush your business because of a bonus check that you got 6 months ago, and you're not getting up today just becoming unstoppable, getting through all these no's and overcoming all these objections and all the downsides of this business because of a rank advancement you got months ago. You know what I mean? Those things don't last. We have to tap into something that's much deeper and more meaningful and more lasting, and that is called fulfillment. The minute you start looking at your business as a way to impact and make a difference in the lives of others, it's not about you anymore. It's about something much bigger. And when you start looking at your business that way, you instantly start feeling more fulfilled. And there's power behind this, because, most of you have already figured out that you're not going to love what you do every day in this business. And if you guys haven't figured this out yet, I don't have slides today. I just didn't have time. You've already figured out that you're not always going to love this. That sometimes you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, dang, I just don't want to I don't want to post on social media. I literally took the entire weekend off this weekend, you guys. I posted on Saturday, I think, maybe. Did I post on Saturday? But I didn't post on Sunday and I posted once on Monday. And that's because there are going to be days, hey, Sherry.
Hi.
I love Sherry because when she walks into a room, it's just like a ray of sunshine enters.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, here I am with my bright and shininess. I'm gonna mute you though, Sherry, because I'm having like mad feedback.
Peace.
Oh, so we're talking about the difference between a success mindset, which is focusing on the things that are going to lead to your success. Like, I want to make this amount of money this year, or I want to hit this wrinkle this year, or, you know, whatever. And having a significance mindset, which is about other people. And so the power behind that significance mindset, the power behind finding fulfillment and helping other people to reach their goals is it's going to help you in those times when you don't want to show up. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the morning and I've been like, dang, I'm so burnt out. And then somebody sends me a message like, I just wanted to let you know I love the challenge group so much, and I'm like getting these amazing results, and thank you so much, and I could have never done this without your help. Thank you. And it's like, oh my gosh, like having goals of significance. I am a significant person in a lot of people's lives. Me? You know, but having those kinds of goals, having the kinds of goals of, you know, I know that Heather wants to, you know, not have to have an outside job other than Beachbody, and I want to help her to make that income so that she can literally be home with her daughter every single day. And, you know, knowing those goals and plugging into that, that's so huge, you guys, because we have the opportunity to, you know, not only be significant ourselves, but to help our people be significant, you know, to help like our challengers to make a difference in the lives of their families even. That's huge. So let's see. Where was I? So again, there are going to be days where it's going to be really hard for you to go out and do the things you know you need to do. But if you feel fulfilled by the work that you're doing, if you know that there's a bigger purpose for why you said yes to Beachbody and why you're an entrepreneur, you know, if you're clear on the fact that your Beachbody business is going to be one of the primary ways that you literally leave the legacy of your life, to know that your life truly, truly mattered, you know, then you're going to be unstoppable, because you'll be able to get through those tough days and through those challenging times if you know there's a bigger reason why you do what you do. I'm getting so emotional because I think about my story. And if it wasn't for Beachbody, I don't think I'd be a mom. And that just dawned on me as I was, you know, thinking about this and thinking about that significance. And I owe that to Nicolette for inviting me, you know, to Nicolette for not being afraid of me saying no. And so, you know, those things are going to make your belief unstoppable, and it's going to getting through those challenging times bearable, because you know that there's a bigger reason why you do what you do. And here's the other thing that fulfillment does. It helps you get over your fear, because when you're experiencing fear, and when we let that fear stop us, like fear is good, right? Like fear means that we're pushing ourselves. But when we let that fear stop us, it means that we're being selfish, you guys. We're literally only focused on what it's going to do for us, or how it's going to make us feel, or what are other people going to think of me? What if they say no? What if they look down on me because I do this? You know, and it's all about us. But the moment that it stops being about you and it starts truly being about other people, that is what's going to help you get over your fear, you know? So let's talk about, you know, these other people it can be about. Like, this is where we're going to kind of shift gears for a moment before we get into actually talking about fear, because I think this is important. But how do we best serve people in our network in this business? Like, how do we do it? Can you unmute yourself and list a couple of ways that we like serve others? Like, obviously our challenge group, right? How else do we do it? Specifically, like in the challenge group. Oh, Sherry, go ahead.
I don't know how to unmute myself. I would just say providing healthier recipes and stuff like that.
Okay, that's really...
Because a lot of people are so used to going to fast food. They really are.
And I think that we forget that in our circle.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, healthy recipes. How else?
I'd say probably like encouraging people, because I think a lot of times like that is one of the biggest things I know, like in my life and a lot of just people that I know, a lot of people really need encouragement and like motivation and just being like, you can do this. And like, we're not focusing on like, oh, look what I'm doing all the time. It's like, dude, you're doing amazing. You're killing it. You're like, look at all these results you're getting. And I think that's really huge for people.
Yeah, I think that that's a huge part, you know? And then maybe also like, so that's like the cheerleader aspect of what we do. And also like being a coach and being like, okay, well, have you done your workout today? You know, because if you're not getting the results that you want, then it's probably why, you know, or like for our teams, you know, when I go to Nicolette and I ask like, hey, I'm frustrated in this aspect of my business. She's like, well, when's the last time you blank? And I'm like, oh, that's probably why I'm frustrated because I haven't been doing that part, you know? So our challenge groups, right? Challenge groups are huge. Our team calls, like just being on this team call, you guys, that sets you up as a leader in this business because first of all, you're taking time out of your day. Cassandra's like literally at work, taking time out of her, you know, out of her day to just listen and to just try to glean a little bit, you know? And that's huge. People see the people who are on this call and they're like, dang, I need to get on her level. And you guys are the ones who are going to be implementing this stuff. And, you know, these calls take a lot of time to prep for. And there are times when I'm taking away from my own business time to do these calls. And the fact that you guys show up, like, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. And I see you leading. You know, I see you leading, and that means a lot to me. So, you know, team calls, the group chats, the joggers thread and the Lift 4 thread if you're in there. And at one point we had a 21-day fix thread going on when a bunch of people were doing 21-day fix, you know, specific program threads, but then also just our coaching threads. We can lead in there. One example for us specifically is this No Excuses November challenge group. And I want to just discuss this for a second because we're all leaders in there. And I would challenge all of you to like put your best foot forward and really show up in there this month. Even if you only have one challenger in there, you guys, because you know, think about your goals for those challengers. What are your goals for them? Obviously, you want them to hit their goals, which are usually like losing weight or being healthier. Some people just want to clean up their diet. And the way that we help them do that is by motivating them and encouraging them, like Heather was saying. And that's how we're developing that significance versus success. Like we are helping people be healthier. That is significant. But the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. So your people need to see you as the leader. Your people need to see you plugging into the challenge group and showing up. It's a team effort, and we agreed that we would lead it as a team, and that means every single coach is contributing and sharing and adding value, and we as the leaders determine that energy in the group, and the energy has been dwindling, and I know that a huge part of that is my fault because I just said it, the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack, and even though I want it to be where like all of us are the leaders up here leading the group, I know that it's like I'm the leader and then you guys are leaders with me. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want it to be like that. And I don't want the fact that like I am struggling with energy to mean that the entire challenge group suffers. And so I want to encourage you guys, you know, all of us to do that necessary work to change that energy this month. And that means, you know, showing up every day and posting in the group several times per week. And even if you only have one challenger in there, the way that you're going to help them to reach their goals is by showing them that this lifestyle is sustainable. And they need to see you crushing your workouts. They need to, or 2B mindset if you're a 2B mindset person. They need to see you being a leader, you know, a star challenger, posting on the accountability action every day and checking in with your workouts and logging your Shakeology. And even if you're not sure what to say or how to inspire, literally just sharing your workout in there just sharing a meal that you made, a recipe, even just grabbing a link off of the Beachbody blog and just sharing it in there, that can be huge, because I'm happy to schedule the daily posts in the Rate Your Day. But I would also love to share those responsibilities. Like, I would love it if someone took a whole week and just led the whole week, and did the daily post, did the Rate Your Day, you know, everything. I would love to see that happen. And more, I'm hoping that we can transition into really leading this as a team, because that's my vision. I don't want to do it alone, you guys. It sucks to do things alone. I did things alone for years, and this is the first time in my business that I felt even comfortable bringing something like this up in a team call, because I know that you guys want to lead, and I know you want to show up and be that star challenger for your people and be that, you know, leader for your people. So, you know, I want the biggest draw of our family, of our Freedom Fit fam, to be that there's a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different knowledge and wisdom being shared by the coaches. And I think that that's huge. And I think that that's something that's marketable, that'll help us to draw more people into our community as well. I appreciate you too, Sherry. I really do. So my challenge to each of you is show up in the challenge group this month. You know, post in there several times per week, maybe even every single day. Bring the energy. I can't do it alone, and I don't want to do it alone. And if you want to start doing your own challenge group, by all means, you know, remove your people from my group and lead your own. Like, that was huge for me to branch off from my upline and do my own challenge groups, but I don't want you to have to. And so in order for you to feel like a leader in our challenge group, and to feel like, okay, I'm the face of this for my people, you have to do the work to show up and, you know, to make yourself feel that way. So another example, like I said, team calls, this right here. This is how we lead each other. This is like, I loved hearing from Heather and Sherry, such different perspectives on how we can lead in the challenge group. Sherry's all about like, I want to teach people how to eat better. And Heather's like, I just want people to believe in themselves. And so, you know, we can all learn from each other in that way. And then our chat threads, you guys, I love hearing from you in the chat threads. So another way that we lead in this business is just the 4 vitals, right? Completing our workouts and sharing about it, using the products and sharing about it, connecting, inviting, following up. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's been a change to the 4 vital behaviors. Instead of invite, it's now connect, invite, follow up, which I think is much more intuitive. And then recognizing other people's success, shouting each other out. You guys are getting awesome at shouting each other out, and, you know, recognizing one another when you have good results, or when somebody like has a rank advancement, really like showing up and loving on each other. And I think that that's huge. And then also just being consistent with our daily to-dos. So like, what's on your list each day? Let's go through it. On Facebook, you're posting with your short story and your truth. You're sending your 10 friend requests. You're connecting with 5 to 10 people. You're inviting. You're following up. You're replying to your comments from yesterday. You're checking into the challenge group and the coach family, right? Like, you're going through your to-do list and just saying, bam, 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 bam. This is my job. And like, I'm my boss. Nobody can fire me. I just have to do it. And then on Instagram, following your 100 people, liking, commenting, and saying hey to 10 people, inviting 20 people, following up. You know, I use the bookmark feature to save people's posts if I want to go back and follow up with them, or I use the flag feature in Messenger, in the direct messenger on Instagram. It's so hard to keep up with direct messenger. I hate it. I need to start moving people over to email on Streak, but I digress. So replying to your comments again from yesterday, posting to your stories throughout the day. This part should be fun, you guys. Just show your personality. Like, when I'm the hugest, dorkiest version of myself, that's when people like connect with me the most because they see that, like, I don't know, that I'm relatable. And that's what they want to see, right? They don't want to see like this fitness goddess in all of us. Like, we just need to be ourselves. So like, that part's simple, right? Inviting, and keeping on top of our stuff. It's as simple as just going through our to-do list and doing it. And that's something that, you know, when I got disciplined with doing my power hour every day, that's when I see momentum in my business. And I'm still I'm still getting momentum back from basically taking my foot off the gas in September and like almost doing nothing in September. So don't do that, you guys. Don't do that to yourselves because it sucks. Like I hit Success Club 10 last month by the skin of my teeth. It was a miracle. And I'm at 2 right now. So I'm not going to lie, it's a hard season, but we're all in this together, right? And then following like a spreadsheet even for your power hour could be helpful. But, so all of that to say, get out of your head, just be a leader and do the things. You are your own boss. You signed up for this business because you're tired of having to answer to other people, right? And so I don't want you to have to answer to me. I want you to answer to yourself. And I want you to show up to your job every day and to treat it like a job. And, to not look at your business and say, gosh, I wonder why I'm not successful in this area. Rather looking at it and saying, hey, you know what? I haven't been doing my invites for the last month. I should probably get back on that, and then I'll see an increase in my income again. And, doing that, like, what's the reverse engineering? Like if you see a problem, rather than just looking at it and getting depressed and wondering why this isn't working, looking at your activities and saying, how can I change and get better at this? Because you don't need me to tell you to talk to more people, right? You don't need me to tell you to do your power hour. What you need is, I don't know what you need. I kind of got lost in my notes. What you need is, help overcoming that fear. Okay, that's what I wanted to get back to, is the fear. So chances are, if you're anything like me, you have like these big goals and you start hitting them like pretty quickly, and then things start to slow down and things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. And maybe you feel a little bit stuck and a little bit challenged. And the biggest reason that these things happen in our business, you guys, is because of fear. And again, the last thing that you need me to say is that you need to prospect more or you need to talk to more people. You already know all of that, right? You already know how to be successful in this business. You have the power hour trackers. But if that's true, then I want to ask you a question and I want to challenge you a little bit. Each of us already knows what we're supposed to do, yet we either don't do it or we don't do it consistently. That's my problem, is consistency, every single day doing what I need to do. So the reason for that is either one, you don't have the fuel you need, which is the fulfillment that we've been talking about, right? You don't feel that, you don't have those challengers coming to you and saying thank you. You don't have that, that fuel that fulfills you. But maybe, and this is usually the biggest reason why you don't have fulfillment, is because you are not facing your fear. And what I've learned about fear is that when you face your fears, those biggest fears that you have in your business, in your life, if you could learn how to face them, they'll become the source of the greatest breakthroughs in your life. And I think that there's a problem with fear, and that's that oftentimes we think the things that we fear the most, for some reason, Zoom thinks this is our first meeting, but okay, whatever. Our meeting has unlimited minutes. Woo! But I don't have that many more minutes to talk, so just don't worry. So the problem with fear is that the things that we fear the most, we think that, sorry, I'm not articulating this the way I wanted to. Oftentimes, the things that we fear the most are the things we know we should do the most. But we face this fear and we run away from it. Rather than facing it, rather than, overcoming it, we run away from it. And when you run away from your fear and you don't do something that you know you should do, you literally cripple yourself from growth. I found this quote by Winston Churchill, and it says, "Fear is a reaction, but courage is a decision." And some of you, maybe like you've lived your life in a reactive state, running from your fear. And that was me for a long time. And I'm telling you, that will never make you successful. But what I want to challenge you to do today is make a decision not to not to, I don't know, be fearless, but to be more courageous. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling that fear and challenging yourself to the next level anyways. And anytime that you're growing in that, anytime you're growing in your purpose, anytime you're leveling up in your life, or you are, getting better at something, you're going to be afraid, right? Fear is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's, in fact, like, we can use fear as a compass in our life. And if we search it out and if we face it, we're not going to be more fearless. We're going to be more courageous. And when you live by that quote, that Winston Churchill quote, that courage is a decision, you can make that decision. And living courageously isn't just a one-time decision. It's like a muscle. It's something that you have to flex every single day and work on every single day, because every time you exercise it, it gets stronger. And you've got to build up your courage muscle, because every time you face that fear and you don't take action, you're playing small in your life. And it kills your confidence, it kills your belief, it kills your enthusiasm. Am I right? Like, when you shrink back from something and you don't do something that you know you should have done, you feel shame, right? You're like, dang, I'm the worst. I can't accomplish this. What am I even doing here? But the opposite is also true. And that first time that you make that decision and you say, enough is enough, I'm going to stop playing small, I'm going to start facing my fears, I'm going to have courage, I'm going to feel that fear and do it anyway, that's when the magic happens. And so this is going to sound so silly to you guys, but I just want to share a story with you, because, again, sometimes our greatest fears actually reveal to us the greatest gifts that we have inside of us to offer the world, right? So one of my number one fears my entire life has been public speaking, believe it or not, because I do it all the time now. And it's funny because, I've been up on stages singing in front of literally thousands of people in the past. I can sing in front of anyone, but when it comes to talking, just speaking, I panic. So when I was teaching music, it was my first year teaching, and a lot of parents thought that I was a student when they would see me, because I taught K-3 all the way through 12th grade. And so, let's be real, I know I look like I'm 15. So I would be walking through the hallways and parents would think that I was a student. And that was embarrassing and humiliating because I felt like I was a very competent, professional teacher. And I felt that my appearance skewed the way that people would treat me off the bat. Before getting to know me, I felt like they would treat me like a child. And so getting up on the stage and introducing the students at concerts, that made me feel small and insignificant and humiliated and anxious. And I don't know why, but it made me feel like everybody thinks that I'm this little girl and nobody thinks that I should be teaching their kids. And so when I got up on the stage to introduce the kids for the first time my first year, it was like torture. I remember being like, this is what it must feel like to die, going up on that stage just to introduce my students, you guys, and just to share a little bit about what they had been going through that season and the things that we had been learning, and so I did it. And it was awkward and I was rushed and I basically ran off the stage in a panic to conduct when I was done, but I did it, okay? I did it. And something interesting happened. I remember driving home that night and feeling confident and feeling like, hey, I did that, I got up on the stage and I talked and I didn't die, and I didn't understand why, but looking back, it's clear to me now that, it was the first time in my life that I was like, well, I'm just going to do this and not care what people think. And I was physically forced to have the courage to do that. And it seems like such a silly thing, just getting up on the stage and introducing my students. But I did something that I didn't think I could do with confidence. And what I'm trying to tell you is that every time you exercise that courage muscle, it'll slowly start to build your belief in yourself and your confidence and your enthusiasm. And here's what I didn't realize at the time is that, little did I know that horrible opening presentation that I gave at the elementary school concert would open up something inside of me that would eventually reveal that the greatest gift that I have to offer the world is my words and my story. And my purpose is to inspire people. And facing that fear, I have goosebumps thinking about just getting up on the stage and talking to my peers, and so I just want to tell you that when you have those fears, usually the things that you're most afraid of reveal your greatest purpose. It's your calling telling you, stop running away, stop playing small, stop opening up Instagram, finding an amazing person who you want to join your team, and then chickening out and taking the opportunity away from them to make a difference in their lives. So back to fear for a second. The times that we play small, the times that we don't do the thing we know we should do, what we do in our mind is we actually make up stories that help us to deal with our fear. And this is called creative interpretations. And here's how it works. So you're in a scenario where you face a fear in your life. So let's just say that I want to prospect Heather for my business, okay? And Heather and I are old friends from high school. We've known each other for years, but I haven't talked to her in 2 years. So let's just say that I am thinking about reaching out. And she's on my list. She's the next person on my list. And I'm like, okay, I need to reach out, but I'm starting to feel some resistance and, some panic. So I do one of two things. I either take the action, right? Or I don't take the action. And if you make up stories in your mind that encourage you to take action or not take action. So if I make up a story that causes me not to act, that's called a red light. If you take a story that causes you to act, it's called a green light. So here's a red light. The mental tape starts playing in my mind, okay? And I'm like, I haven't talked to Heather in a long time. I can't reach out to her about Beachbody. Like, what would she think if the first time that I reach out to her in 2 years is like, hey, you should join my team? And obviously we don't recruit like that, but just saying, I can't just contact her and ask her to join me in this business. She's going to be totally offended. And you know what else? She's pretty successful already in her photography business, and I know what she does. She's not a salesperson. She doesn't have that kind of background. So, she probably doesn't want to do this anyways. I'm just not going to call her. She doesn't have time for this. And so I go on to somebody else on my list, and then I start making up a story about that person. But that's a red light. And I'm telling you that if you're stuck in your business, you're probably red lighting yourself every single day. And here's what a green light sounds like, okay? There's always 2 different ways to look at a situation. And the only difference between people that succeed and fail is that they tell themselves stories that empower them versus disempowering themselves. So green lights. Well, I'd like to prospect Heather. I haven't talked to her in 2 years, but you know what? She hasn't talked to me in 2 years either. She's as guilty as I am. And you know what? I really like Heather, and we were really good friends in high school. And you know what? I really miss having her in my life. And so maybe if I could share these products with her that have changed my life, maybe she'll fall in love with them too. And then we could work together and we could be friends and talk every day, because the people on my team are basically all my best friends anyways. And maybe I could help her to earn a living. And I know that she doesn't have a lot of extra time, but I bet she wants to have extra time. I bet she wants the opportunity to, grow something that could, in a few years, give her financial freedom and time freedom and the opportunity to spend more time with her children and her family. So you know what? It's my responsibility to reach out to Heather. I'm going to go do it. And that's a green light. And so, it might even feel a little ridiculous, to do this in real life, but next time you encounter that fear and you start creating a red light, I want you to catch yourself and I want you to force yourself to do the opposite, okay? And you're going to laugh at yourself because you're going to be like, I'm literally convincing myself to do something that I don't want to do and trying to trick myself into it. Adam and I were watching The Office last night, and it was the episode where Jim and Pam are in couples counseling and they have to call things that they don't want to do opportunities. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to have this conversation with you. But it's not a good conversation. So just be Jim from The Office and talk yourself into whatever you're going to do by creating that positive story in your mind versus the negative one. And so let's see. Yeah, it's a decision, just like Churchill said, to create that courage we literally have the tools to do what we need to do. And that's just by creating stories in our head. So listen, the next time you feel that fear in your business, turn that red light into a green light. And, just remember that our prospects deserve the gift of this business, and keeping it from them just because we're scared is selfishness. So before we head off, what time is it? It's 12:50. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. But I want to encourage you guys to do a few things. Oh, I missed a chat. Yeah, that's it. Heather feels me on the feeling like she's going to offend all her old friends by inviting them. But I mean, chances are they probably have like weight loss goals, so you never know. But okay, I was going to show you guys a video that was really impactful, but I'll just post it in the team page. And I just want to say that, the things that we can do to be good leaders in our business for our challengers, for each other, I think that it's huge. Being a leader for each other, like I don't see myself as like the boss of this team. I just see myself as like, I am going to learn as much as I can and teach as much as I can. And if every single one of us could take that mindset of, when we do face that fear, sharing how we overcame it, or if like the reason that I came across this topic is because I've been doing a lot of personal development on leadership and on overcoming my fears and on, growing in that way, because I want to be a better leader, not just for you guys, but for our team, like for the challengers too. And for, for your coaches, like our team is getting to the point where like my downline is starting to have a downline. And that's so exciting. I mean, that's what I want to see happen. So, when you start experiencing fear in your life, or when you start experiencing something that is holding you back, like getting on YouTube and being like, hey, I fear inviting. So I'm going to get on YouTube and I'm going to learn about inviting, and I'm going to share with the team, leading us in that way, showing up in the challenge group. I really want to encourage everyone, whether you're live or listening to the recording, to choose a topic and share about it in the challenge group every day. Whether that is simply, I'm going to share a sweaty workout selfie every day and committing to that every day. Or I'm going to share a recipe from the Beachbody blog every day at 2 p.m. I'm going to do that every day. Or, I'm going to comment on the daily post every day without fail, no matter what. Just showing up in the group and being that leader, not just like, I don't know, not like for me, but for the sake of the energy of the whole community, right? Because it has to be a group effort, or else we will die. We will die. And then when you get into that fear place, when you're having conversations, I want to hear some green light stories, you guys, in the team page. If you overcome a red light that you put on for yourself, I want to hear the story that you told yourself. Either go live or type it out and share in the team page the next time that happens to you. Cool? All right, so in the joggers thread, I want everybody to tell me what they are committing to in the challenge group this month, whether it's, even if it's something that I didn't list. I just want to hear what everybody is committing to in the challenge group. And again, it can be as simple as I am going to commit to share my workout every day, or I'm going to commit to posting, on the daily post every day, or whatever. And yeah, so those are your 2 calls to action. Woohoo! Thanks for coming, you guys. I love seeing your faces. Oh, and I did have one quick announcement. I've decided that I am going to change the structure of team calls. I know that we just changed it recently, but I really believe that I'm going to plan team calls like that. I'm going to speak once a month. Okay. And the other 3 weeks, I think that we should have power hours. And whoever can hop on, we can get on and we can do a power hour together, because we're spending the time anyways. And I feel like I'm putting a lot of time into these team calls, and it might not be the best use of our time as a team, and it might not be the best use of my time in my business right now. And I want to do what's going to be best for all of us. And I think that that's going to be power hours more often than not. And then don't forget, you guys, we have the Upgraded Alliance team call, which I actually haven't figured out what her new schedule is. Like sometimes it's on Tuesdays, sometimes it's on Thursdays, sometimes it's on Mondays. I don't know. I think she's just like getting guest speakers and just doing whatever they can. So I don't think there's any real structure to that, but I'll always make sure to share those events. And then the Dynasty United team call, I think, is Monday nights every week at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll figure that out for sure. But we have tons of opportunity for really good training. So, let's work more together versus like learning more together. I really think if we could start implementing some stuff that will not only, hit our goals for next year, but surpass them, because you guys, we're not hitting elite this year. The deadline for 5-star is to start qualifying for 5-star is, let me look, 1 week from Thursday. And unless we pop like 3 diamonds in a week, then that's not happening. Premier is still in the cards, but honestly, I feel like who cares that we didn't hit elite? If we can end this year with energy and excitement and passion and fulfillment, then that's all I care about. So, okay, I'm going to head off, and I'll post that video in the team page, and I just can't express how much I appreciate and love you guys. This team is just the freaking best. Oh, we got to do our little boomerang. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cassandra's just kind of like looking sexy. I kind of dig it. You want me to redo it so that you're waving? You're just kind of looking sexy there. There's Cassandra. Here, let's redo it one more time. Okay. We'll wait till Cassandra starts waving because I think hers lags a little bit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. I'm sending both because I really do think you look saucy in that first one. Okay, you guys have a good day. Bye.